Welcome to Super Hoopers, an inconsequential discussion of the week's NBA news. I'm your host, Matt Hill. With me via Skype, via the miracles of Skype, John Hill. John, what's up?
What's up? Just huge Phillies fan right now. Bryce Harper, just like opening day baseball. You know, just getting it in.
Well, you don't care about. Aren't the Sixers playing right now? You don't care about the Sixers?
Nah. It's only Phils these days, baby. Woo! No, actually, I have no idea. I have no idea.
Baseball.
We had opening day over at the Fox, and so it's like a big deal.
Because you guys own baseball or whatever. You guys have the the baseball rights. Congrats.
Thank you.
Congrats on having the worst sport.
Yes,
oh, no.
exactly. Oh, we got
you have
surfing.
The best sport. You have surfing. You got surfing now.
Yeah.
You don't care about the Sixers are up, John. The Sixers, as we record, they're up 10.
Well, they're playing the frauds, the Brooklyn Nets.
They are playing the biggest fraud.
Is there a bigger fraud in NBA Twitter than the Brooklyn Nets?
Yeah, it's tough to. It's a struggle to think about. I mean, you would probably say Jokic, but.
No, you know what? I would say Jokic last year. Jokic is really good this year, and I think the Nuggets are legit. Last year they weren't, and we already crowned him king. Yeah, Karl Anthony Towns 2 or 3 years ago was also a big fraud. NBA Twitter dubbed him. Everyone did, not just NBA Twitter. The whole world.
Well, Anthony Davis is a bit of a fraud. Like in Anthony Davis' second year, everyone was saying he's going to be the best player of all time. You know,
that is true.
And he's good, but he's certainly disappointed. I mean, he hasn't been able to carry that franchise, and he's oft injured. So
well,
I don't know.
The Nets are barely 500 in the East. Like just think of that.
But they also don't have any talent. I mean, you got to give them some credit.
Well, people act like Kenny Atkinson is like the wizard of the NBA.
If he was a wizard,
and Sean Marks is like the smartest, most genius guy ever.
Nobody smart's named Kenny. Because, like, a smart person would say, hey, everyone, my name's Ken now. Like,
that's true.
Or Kenneth,
very true.
Okay? Nobody smart goes by Kenny after the age of 16.
That's true.
So, clearly a bad coach.
Yeah. Dr. Ken. He's not Dr. Kenny.
Yeah, he's not Dr. Kenny. Okay? No. Yeah. What do you want to talk about? So, John and I are persevering. We had a cancellation of our guest today.
Ugh.
Oof, I don't know. I don't know if he'll ever be asked back on.
Yeah.
We'll have to see. Hopefully
everything's all right, though.
Hopefully.
Yeah, we really don't know why this person canceled.
It was, hey, I'm going to be on the podcast. I'm getting everything set up, and then 5 minutes later, can't come on.
Yeah, who knows? Prayers.
Yeah.
Prayers up. Hopefully everything's
probably
okay.
Nothing. Probably just the guest probably just wanted to watch the Sixers game. To be honest,
it was probably the Sixers game. Yeah,
he was probably like, I forgot the Sixers are playing. Actually, I really wanted to watch my favorite team, the Clippers, right now.
Oh man,
they have a big game against the Bucks, but they're down 21, so I'm not too mad I'm missing it.
Man, you've been a Clippers fan as long as I've known.
2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Oh, 2
All
weeks.
Right. Yeah,
is it just 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I'm
not fronting. What do you want to talk about, John? We could talk about the Lonzo Ball thing.
I got a hot one about Lonzo. Why don't we start talking, because I heard something at work that will blow your mind, Matt.
Okay, so what happened was it came out that Alan, if you're familiar from the Facebook Live hit series Ball Don't Lie, or wait, what's it called? Ball in the Family. Alan, who's very prominent on that show. John, have you watched the show? Have you watched Ball in the Family?
I watched a little early on, but I know Alan.
Oh, you know Alan. I mean, I celebrate every episode.
I've met Alan about 4 or 5 times. I've been in Alan's presence. I've shaken his hand quite often.
Check your wallet, John. Check your wallet.
I could get his cell phone number if we need it.
Oh man, we might have to get that.
Alan was really nice though. Okay, go ahead. Tell the listeners what happened.
He seemed very not shady. Watching Ball in the Family, I thought the guy who seemed shady was always Zoe's manager, but apparently not. So in October, Lonzo's tax guy, money manager, who has the best name ever. His name is Humble Lukanga. Okay, that's his real name.
Yeah, Humble Lukanga turns out is not the internet scammer,
I know. Humble Lukonga, in this shocking twist of events.
He is not a Nigerian.
The guy named
scammer.
Humble Lukonga is totally honest and on the level, and the guy named Alan is
just one of those, it's you can't judge a book by a cover, right? Our biases get in the way.
So Humble goes to Lonzo and he's like, yo, like 1.5 million is missing. Like Allen can't account for this by Humble 1.5 million. Then it doesn't really go into details in the article, the ESPN article, but Lonzo fires Humble like a couple weeks after. Then earlier this month, ESPN has an interview with Lonzo, and they're like, hey, by the way, did you know the guy Allen, who like helps run Big Baller Brand, was arrested like and went to prison for like a number of years for defrauding people in an investment scheme. Then, like a few weeks later, yeah, go ahead.
I mean, hey, the guy that you've placed all your faith in has been to prison, and you didn't know that.
By the way, he was like defrauding like poor black communities. He wasn't like he's not like a Robin Hood figure. Okay.
No.
So then, like, it seems like Lonzo reinitiated the relationship with Humble, and then severed ties. Like, basically figured out that yes, Allen stole 1.5 million. Severed ties with Allen, and then what was crazy is like, okay, like seems like he's just severing ties with the con artist, but then things seem to be rough with LeVar too, because Lonzo has deleted any pictures of LeVar from his Instagram. He got the Big Baller Brand tattoo on his arm covered up, so now it's a pair of dice.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you didn't see that?
No, I did not see that.
He covered up the Big Baller Brand tattoo. Ooh. And then he posted stuff on his Instagram like, I'm my own man, I'm going my own way. There was an allusion to Nike. So, I don't know.
LeBron came out and said he's happy that Lonzo went his own way.
LeBron, the subtext is, I'm happy he went my way to Nike.
Yeah. And I can't wait to trade him to the Suns.
No. Now I may not trade him. When he was rocking the Big Baller bust, like I might trade him. But now that he's a Nike man, next step for Lonzo is he needs to get rep by Clutch. I mean, if you're a Laker player, you gotta, if you want to stay in the Lakers, you gotta go to the.
If I was him, I'd probably not sign with Clutch. So then he can't stay with the Lakers because there's such
if I was him, I'd want a fresh start away from the Lakers training staff and management. Yes.
Yeah.
So what's your story with Allen?
Well, I met Allen since day one. I mean, we were one of the original people to
trying to defraud black people together.
Yes, we broke LeVar Ball. We did.
Oh, Fox broke. Fox, you mean broke as in made him popular.
We made him popular. Yeah. And
podcast. He made himself popular, but you gave him airtime.
Well, the podcast that I was producing at the time invited him onto the podcast, and we were going to get him exclusively. We would have been the first ever, but then we decided to offer him up to the shows. He did a great job. He did a great job on our pod, saying that never lost. I'd beat MJ. Lonzo's going to be rookie of the year. They're making the playoffs. LeBron
all truths, by the way. Everything
all
he said
the
was
things
true.
You heard. I was there when he said it. It was amazing. And Allen was always there, and he was really, really nice. He just stood in the background. And the funny thing was, you were like, yo, LeVar is a lunatic, right? And I don't trust LeVar to run a business. But this guy, Allen, he seems like the brains of the operation. He'll keep everyone in track. He'll keep everyone smooth. Like, he's a real businessman. And, hey, looks can be deceiving.
Hey, I mean, he's a type of businessman.
He is, in a way.
He has skills, seemingly.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I mean, part of me is, like, being very cynical about this, where it's like, Lonzo had a really bad season. He's not really in the news with his ankle. This seems like great fodder for the Facebook Live show. Like, this seems like a real nice storyline. I don't know if it's fake, but I mean, part of me is like, I mean, I'm sure it's real, but like part of me is like, did they hold it till now because it's like a good storyline for now versus, in October, like it wasn't the best time for the storyline because he was playing. So I don't know. And then part of me is like, probably the plan for Big Baller Brand was always for him to go to Nike at some point. So I don't know.
Well, yeah, I bet they always wanted to do he always talked about a co-branding thing.
Right.
And so I think that would probably be the goal, is like build it up enough where, I mean, the goal was Lonzo to be good and not a bust. I think that was the original goal.
Yeah. Now they've had to kind of
They've had to readjust. Had to do a couple readjustments here. All right. A plan always works until you're hit. And then so now they're scrambling. Also, Jello didn't expect him to get arrested by the Chinese.
Chinese got him. Hey, but Melo's been balling out. Melo's been showing out in high school.
Yep. And when we met LeVar, never thought he'd have an open internet battle with President Trump, because didn't really that word didn't really make sense at the time.
That may be the only L that Trump ever took.
It might be, actually, yeah. So yeah, we'll see. I mean, yeah, I could see Lonzo wanting out of all that. Now that he's older, now that it's like clearly like, he's definitely not making the money he thought he would. He's not playing nearly as good as he should be. He's barely even playing, right? These 2 years. Mm-hmm. You then have a guy who you're supposed to trust that your dad set up that just straight up stole from you $1.5 million, right? $1.5 million is a lot of money, because that's post-tax.
That's like 5 ZO2s.
That's like 5 ZO2s. Yeah. Like if you're making $5 million a year, right, as a number 2 pick, right? It's about 5 or 6, right? Mm-hmm. The government's taking 40% off that, right? You got your agent, you got your manager. You're probably only taking home maybe 2 or 3 mil. Allen stole half of it.
Damn, right? Allen, come on.
Like if you make 40 grand a year and someone steals 20 of it, that's a lot.
But I think the money was from Big Baller Brand that he stole. I don't think it was Lonzo's personal money.
True, but that's how much of that money did he put into the company?
Look, you don't have to convince me $1.5 million is a lot of money, John. I eat almonds for lunch.
That
okay?
is true.
I know $1.5 million is a lot of money. Okay,
that is a lot of money.
Jesus.
Yeah.
But
I'm saying
my question
that
is
might be enough to really be like, I'm out of the whole. Like I'm off the brand. I'm off all that stuff.
Well, I think there was something with LeVar. Like obviously something went wrong with LeVar. If my suspicion, I have nothing to back this up. My suspicion is, like, you look at what happened. Like, Lonzo fired Humble in October. Like, he must have, like, gone to Allen and LeVar and been like, where's this $1.5 million? LeVar stood up for Allen and been like, made some excuse about it. And that's why Lonzo fired Humble. Like, and LeVar probably told him, hey, you got to fire this guy. He's a bad manager. He's, like, trying to get between us, this stuff. And so when it actually was true, that's probably why he's mad at LeVar. If I had to guess. I don't know.
Yeah. So we'll see, because I know one day on the internet everyone was talking about that Big Baller Brand folded, but that wasn't true. They said there was discussions of it possibly folding. Ramona Shelburne tweeted that out. Then she said there was going to be an article up, and the article never went up. So I don't think it's closed. Everything's on sale on the website though. So
oh hell yeah
now.
Yeah, but the Big Baller Brand notoriously they have an F from the Better Business Bureau, but they never ship anything. Like, it takes forever to get there. So,
well, hey, maybe plot twist. Allen saw the ship sinking early,
got his money,
and then just got his money and got out.
Maybe he saw Lonzo's jump shot the first couple weeks in the NBA, and he was like, "I'm taking this 1.5 mil now.
I'm getting out of here."
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Where is Allen? They can't track down Allen, by the way. Where's these reporters? These reporters need to do their fucking job and find me Allen, all right? Like, what are they doing? This might be a job for the Super Hoopers. The Super Hoopers might need to be on the case. What else do you want to talk? Do you want to talk about the?
I heard a good one though. Speaking of Lonzo.
Okay, go ahead.
Someone at work. Let's see how I can phrase this. A former player, right? Mm-hmm. In the know. Like, really has a lot of ties to Los Angeles and the scene and the same people that Lonzo would know in that world, said that, because we were actually talking about Kyrie coming to L.A., and he said that will never happen. And we were like, why? And he said that there was an offer on the table to get Kyrie, and that offer was the number 2 pick, Lonzo Ball, during the draft. And so they went to Cleveland and tried to get Kyrie, and that Kyrie said, no, I won't play with LeBron in LA. So that's why they never made the trade.
Because they knew that LeBron was coming even back then.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they were going to do the deal. Well, no, because then LeBron would have already been there, right?
No. The number 2 pick, Lonzo, that was the year that was the beginning of last year. So that was before Kyrie got traded. That was when LeBron was still in Cleveland. LeBron still had one more year in Cleveland.
Oh wait, hold on.
John, did you forget how time works?
No, wait, hold on. Maybe did I have that wrong then?
Well, the rumor was the Cavs were shopping Kyrie at that time.
But free agency happened before the draft, right?
2017 is when Lonzo was drafted, and that's when there was rumors about them shopping Kyrie. That's what got Kyrie mad, and he demanded a trade later on. And then LeBron came in 2018. I don't know.
Oh, okay, yeah, you're right. Sorry, I don't know what I was thinking. Yeah,
but I mean, the rumor was everyone knew that LeBron was going to LA.
Yeah.
A year before it happened. So.
Got it. Okay, yeah.
It still could be true. Your story still could be true, although obviously it's thinly sourced. And
well, here's the thing: it was said, and then afterwards, taken down. It never. It was recorded. I can say this. So it was said somewhere. And then
it was cut out.
Then they cut it. Then they struck it.
But luckily, we're blasting it out here on Super Hoopers to our many thousands of listeners. I'm sure it'll get out there into the NBA.
Yeah. Well, apparently,
Twitterverse.
Maybe I don't even know the whole story because
because you don't know how time works.
I forgot how time works. So in the universe of my brain, where time is just whatever I want it to be, there was an option to get Kyrie, but he wouldn't do it.
Yeah, man. I guess we should wait on this Jordan Bell situation. Late breaking news. We don't know if Jordan Bell was suspended because he charged porn to Mike Brown's hotel room or if it was a candle. We probably want to wait until all the facts are in. We don't want to rush to judgment here on this huge Jordan Bell story.
This is amazing. What do you think happened?
Well, okay, so let's just clarify what happened. Jordan Bell was suspended for a game for conduct detrimental to the team. It was leaked to somebody that what happened was he had charged something to Mike Brown's room. And then, of course, the internet, no sources said this, but the internet was like, it must have been porn, which made no sense to begin with because Jordan Bell's like 18. I would imagine an 18-year-old has never paid for porn in his life. They have not grown up in a world where you pay for pornography.
Yeah, if you're paying for porn in 2019 and you're under
the age of 40, like it doesn't. Yeah, like what are you doing?
Yeah, you could be grandfathered into that. Like if you were originally were like a porn buyer in the back in the day, and you're like, you know what, this is what I'm doing. But ain't no kid. Especially an NBA player. You got Snapchat, bro. You can nudes all day long.
Yeah. Right? I'm sure his Instagram DMs are literally porn.
Tons of it.
Yeah. But then it came out, or then there's like some guy on Twitter, Grad or something, who's like connected, and he said that Jordan Bell said that basically they used to play pranks on him last year when he was a rookie, charging like random small stuff to his room, and then he's been getting people back this year, and so he charged a candle to Mike Brown's room, and Mike Brown wasn't having it. So I don't know. Who knows what the real story is? There has been a lot of rumblings from the Warriors beat writers about Jordan Bell kind of being lacking focus and lacking work ethic. To me, it seems like Jordan Bell, the coaches are probably pissed at Jordan Bell the whole season because he's not trying. Ethan Strauss on his pod said that he lacks, he doesn't learn the plays. And so then Mike Brown sees that he's now Jordan Bell's charging candles to my room. That's it. He goes to Steve Kerr and he's like, I want this guy suspended. So I think that's probably what happened.
Okay. So he's been slacking off in general.
And
then this was the final straw.
The candle was the proverbial straw in this case. Yeah.
Some summer breeze.
Straw smelling candle.
The summer breeze. What kind of candle? Probably cinnamon.
Who knows?
I could see Mike Brown being pissed at a cinnamon candle.
I would never order a cinnamon candle.
Who's this? Who do you think? You think I'm some kind of punk?
Yeah. My question to you is how does this affect the Warriors' title chances?
Oh man, this is wow. This is. Is
it over?
Will the Warriors be able to survive this?
Yeah, I don't know.
Will they be able to beat the Nets in a 7-game series?
Yeah,
Fuck out of here.
I don't know.
These
It's
guys,
rough.
Gosh,
It's rough. It's rough. All right. Do you want to move on to my lottery thing?
yeah. What's your lottery thing?
So I was looking at these lottery teams, the top 10 worst teams, and what struck me is like there are a lot of really, really similar teams in like where they are. And I was just thinking like it might be fun to go through them, like pair them up and go through them to figure out which of these teams do you think has a better future?
Better future.
I mean, like, what do you think? Like, I'm going to give you 2 teams and you tell me which you
Okay.
think has a better future. All right.
All right.
Washington, New Orleans.
Oh.
These I'm starting from the most hopeless,
Oh.
and then moving the pairings to
Oh my gosh.
more hopeful.
Washington.
Because these teams are both screwed, right? Like Anthony Davis leaving, the Pelicans have nothing, the Wizards, John Wall's extension has not even kicked in yet, so
I'm gonna say the Pelicans.
have a brighter future.
Oh, brighter future. I would say the Wizards.
okay.
Because they get 1 year of not having John Wall, so they're automatically better, right? Next year they're going to be great. Like they're back in the
Right,
playoffs
right.
next year. So
right, a full year with
no John
Satoransky
Wall,
running.
Not even a
Yeah.
close like he might come back. Like he's
Oh, yeah.
gone.
That's
not even in the
huge.
building. He's not even
You're
in
right.
the building.
You're
So
right.
they're going to have 1 year of being good. It's the East. I think they'll be. They're almost in the playoffs this year.
I know.
Right?
So depressing.
Yeah. So I mean, let's see if they can get over the hurdle of the 500 team, the Nets, and make it in the playoffs. But I would say the Wizards, short term and probably even long term, have a better future. Pelicans still are owned by a football team.
Yeah.
They're going to screw this.
But John,
Anthony
what
Davis.
if New Orleans moves to Seattle? Would you take? What if they get a new owner and move to Seattle? Don't you think there's probably like a 30% to 40% chance of that happening in the next 5 years?
No, I could see this terrible owner just like refusing
Just
to
like
sell.
not. This is like I don't care. I'm already rich. Why
I'm
would I
already
sell
rich.
them?
If anything, they'll put a worse team out there and just like, make the money off the league kind of deal.
Like the Clippers did forever.
I think
where
they'll
they
be
just,
the Clippers. I think that'll be the new.
They
thing.
just took their revenue sharing money.
Yep.
And put a terrible product out in the court. Yeah.
Yep,
It was like
I can see that.
It was a scam.
I can see that.
Okay. Also, 2 other hopeless teams, but they might have young talent: Cleveland and Memphis. What do you think has a brighter future?
Ooh.
Because Cleveland's got Colin Sexton, who's been balling out. Memphis
me
has
Colin
JJJ, who kind of he's injured now, kind of trailed off, but obviously people were hyped on him at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, JJJ really fell off, didn't he?
I mean, he got injured, but yeah, I don't know. To be
he
honest, I
back?
haven't watched. I don't think I've watched Memphis. No, he's out for the season, I think.
Oh, he's out for the season?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's
Big
a tough
Memphis
one.
fan, clearly, John.
Yeah. I would say probably Memphis because I think they have the better organization.
Yeah, you got to go. You got to bet against Dan Gilbert.
You got always bet against Dan Gilbert.
Okay.
And
Next
my man,
up,
Parasan.
yeah, he's a Silicon Valley guy. You know, I love the Silicon Valley. I love the Valley.
Yeah.
My
wife.
Chicago. Oh, really? Did she?
Yeah. They took Japanese together in college.
In college?
Yeah.
What'd she say about him?
Nice guy.
Oh, really?
Wait, hold on.
She doesn't want to be on record. She's right there. First of all, I never took Japanese in college, but yes, there's always like 5 of those white guys in every Japanese class. My roommate was one. My roommate Roberto. Shocking.
My wife just said she should have dated him. I should have known.
Should have.
You know what,
She
babe?
should've.
You're absolutely right. That guy has a better future than the Dan Gilbert and the Cleveland Cavaliers, and I'm podcasting with Matt Hill.
We should play a game like flashing pictures of owners in front of your wife. Like, who would you date? Would you rather date Dan Gilbert or Balls from the Clippers?
Would you rather date Dan Gilbert or Steve Ballmer? Balls. Yes, this is a question for you. She said gross.
Yo, the answer's balls, man. You're gonna have a great time with balls, man.
It's Steve Ballmer, of course it is. Yeah, he's at least he might be funny. Gilbert's just trash.
You're gonna have a good time. You're gonna have a good time. Dan Gilbert is gonna have the Ben Shapiro audio book playing in the car. You're not gonna want that.
Yeah. All right. Next team.
Chicago Phoenix. Both of these teams are horribly managed, but have a nice collection of young talent.
I think I'm gonna say the Bulls.
Hopefully Lauri Markkanen is okay. He had a bit of a health scare. Like, hopefully he doesn't have a long-term condition. But you got to go with the Bulls' talent. Markkanen, Wendell Carter. I think I like that talent better than the Ayton Booker pairing in Phoenix.
Levine is interesting. I know a lot of people don't love him, but I think
I don't love him.
I liked him in college because I love every UCLA player, and he's still really young. And remember, he suffered a pretty bad injury, so he could get there, I think. But I think the Bulls have a weird, sneaky collection of talent that if they weren't the Bulls, NBA Twitter would love.
Oh, right. If the same talent was on the Nets, the NBA Twitter would be jizzing themselves, telling us how Wendell Carter Jr. steal of the draft should have got number one.
Yeah. Or Markkanen's the next Dirk. Chris Dunn is amazing. All these guys, Jabari Parker, what a great find. What a reclamation project.
Exactly.
What a great reclamation project.
Yeah. Well, they traded him now, but.
Wait, where's he at now?
He's on the Wizards.
Oh, that's right. Terrible reclamation.
No, but if the Nets would have signed Jabari this summer,
oh God,
they would have. The NBA Twitter would have been like, always great. Always, you got to bet. You got to bet on that top of the draft. Maybe he'll figure it out.
It was
there's no downside there.
It was there at Duke.
Yeah.
Come on now. All right. But in the Suns, I just don't trust Sarver.
I don't trust Sarver either. I don't trust Booker. I don't trust Booker to be anything more than a, good stats, bad team guy. And does DeAndre Ayton exist? I'm not sure he actually exists.
Yeah. Their talent's not that bad though. Ayton's not. I think Ayton's like better than people think.
Of course, because nobody thinks about him. He's overshadowed by Trae Young and Luka Doncic and JJJ, Colin Sexton.
But he might be fine.
Yeah,
he shouldn't have been the number one pick.
Exactly, of course not. Next pairing, two big market disasters: Knicks, Lakers.
Oh,
brighter future.
Oh man, that's a tough one. Probably the Knicks. Because they're going to get KD.
You got to go Knicks.
KD in the East will be good. They're guaranteed playoffs. Lakers, I'm not too down on them because they still have LeBron. But probably the Knicks. And plus, it's just like laws of average. You know what I mean? Like eventually, the Knicks can't get worse.
So they're going to go up.
So like even on a year over year type situation, they have to be looking better. Where the Lakers, you're gonna look at the Kobe years, the Shaq years. You're gonna look at the Raptors and be like, wow, this team is not even close to the Lakers dynasty.
You're saying
New York Knicks, they just have to be better than John Starks.
Right.
That's
you're
all.
just you're saying like comparison is the thief of joy. Like with the Lakers, you're always gonna be thinking about how good they were, even if they're like a 4 seed. You're gonna be like, this still is not.
But this isn't good enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last one, the two teams with the brightest futures, Dallas, Atlanta.
Wow. I got to go. I think it's an easy one. I got to go Dallas.
No, poorly run, John. Wrong answer. They're a terribly run team.
But they got
as we know.
They got the best player in Luka.
They do have the best player.
And then KP is going to be a beast. I still believe in KP. And
right.
I just don't trust. Atlanta has some new people running it, and I think they'll be interesting. But I think, look, I love Trae Young.
It's not just Trae Young, John. It's Herder. It's John Collins.
Neither of them are better than KP.
If healthy.
Wow.
If KP's not on the floor, John, come on.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'd probably pick the Mavericks because I believe in Luka that much.
I hard disagree with you. I'm going with the Hawks. I'll bet you that the Hawks will be better next year than Dallas.
Well, that's the East.
Okay, well, I'll bet you their combined record over the next 5 years will be better than
Oh my
Dallas.
God.
We will.
I have to be your friend for 5 years.
We will revisit
Oh
this
my
in
gosh.
5 years.
Oh
I'll
gosh.
find you. I'll
You're gonna
find you.
find me? Okay.
Yeah, we'll find you because I'm sure you'll be by then. You'll be a kombucha like tycoon.
Oh my
so
gosh.
I'll have to track down your
You have to
mansion.
try and track me down? Okay, sounds good.
All right. You got any more news you want to talk about, or do you want to move on to segments?
Let me.
Do you have? You said you want. Do you want to rant about the Sixers? Do you want to do that in shout outs and beefs?
We can save that. We'll
Okay.
save that.
All right. Well, let's do get at me, Dawg. Then
Let's
this
do
is
it.
where we tweet. This is where we tweet at NBA players, score points if they respond. This week, Devonte Graham, who plays for Charlotte, apparently. So things have been bad for me on the get at me, Dawg front.
Ooh, it's been rough.
Last City informed me that I'm on a 33-week drought. And so I really
Is that a slam
tried.
dunk drought too?
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Okay, fair enough.
So I saw he was a big Kansas guy. So I just went kind of like straight pandering Kansas stuff. So I said, whenever I get down about my Jayhawks, I remember the 4 rings number 4 brought us. Hashtag Kansas, hashtag Big 12 MBB. Apparently you get rings if you win the Big 12, I guess. I don't know which Kansas did when Devonte Graham was there. So
I guess so. I mean, I did the Kansas thing too, because that's all he cares
well, it's like the
about.
only thing that it seems like he tweets about is Kansas.
Yep. So I saw a sad Kansas fan. I said, Devonte Graham still hurts, bruh. This year I'm talking about. Only GIF I could find, because the GIF was from like last year's loss. So it's just a sad Kansas guy.
Did you get any? No,
No,
I didn't get anything. Not yet, though. I tweeted it today.
I
I
did
think I
too.
got a shot with this. I think I
think
don't know
so?
if he's been online. Yeah, I do.
He might not
I
have been online today.
we might revisit this. All
All right. I'm down to revisit.
All right, John. Should we do a little headlines? Should we
You
do
got
some
headlines
headlines
this week.
Oh,
Okay.
I got some headlines.
All
Yeah,
right,
I
let's
got
do
some
it.
headlines.
You just gonna read the news?
Just gonna read some news. Yeah.
All right.
I don't know if you saw this, but despite his anti-Trump stance, LeBron was a big fan of the Mueller report. Yeah. He said, "Finally, this year we have something more disappointing than me."
Headlines. Pretty good.
Headlines.
Got to see the report, though. Don't trust that bar guy.
That's true. We don't know. We gotta see what's in the full
We don't
thing.
know. We don't know.
Yeah. Richard Jefferson
P-tape
apologized.
could be real. Could be in the report.
Yeah, still holding out hope for the P-tape. What if it's just a 300-page description of the P-tape? The Mueller report is just 300-page blow-by-blow of the P-tape, and then Barr's like, well, I mean, this is not really evidence for obstruction or
really
collusion. It's
Yeah.
just really detailed diagrams and charts about urine. All right. Richard Jefferson apologized for accidentally exposing his butt to fans while announcing last week. No word yet if he's apologized for exposing fans to his play last year.
Headlines.
There's a heartwarming story. Kevin Durant met a dad on the elevator and then delivered pizza to his kids in a hotel room later on. When asked why he did it, he lashed out at the media. It's no mystery. You guys should know by now that I just really, really want 14-year-olds to think I'm cool.
Headlines. Really does. He loves the kids.
Popovich showed the Spurs a documentary on Penguins to teach the Spurs about teamwork. Fuck, said Brad Stevens. I knew I shouldn't have shown them Lord of the Flies.
Headlines. Gotta be a reader.
See.
Gotta be a reader.
Yeah, I tried to think of a better movie than Lord of the Flies, like about people fighting each other and like
Maybe
discord.
like Jersey Shore.
Yeah,
Think
I
of
guess
them
Jersey
alike.
Shore.
Yeah, you should've done
Yeah, or like
Survivor.
That's Survivor maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't think. I was thinking Hunger Games, but
Hunger Games. Well, you're just reading the news, man.
it's just reading the news.
just
Also,
reading
it's the
it.
four. It's I was running out of steam by the fourth headline.
Yeah, it's usually.
I really
how that works.
just needed enough headlines to justify, because I really just wanted to do the first one where I make fun of LeBron and the Mueller report, which is really, 2 for 2 for me of things I want to
Nice.
make fun of.
Nice.
So,
Okay.
But all right,
Is
should
that
we do
all
some shout outs and
the
beefs?
headlines fit to pod?
Oh, it's all the headlines fit to pod.
Nice.
Shout outs and beefs. Shout outs and beefs.
Yes, let's do it.
Let's get it. I'm beefing with the Los Angeles Lakers. You may guess. It's me shocking.
What happened?
I don't know if you saw, but Josh Hart needed surgery on his leg for the past 12 weeks, and our amazing training staff that the Lakers got just decided to let him play on it. They said, well, you can't get worse for playing on it, and we're out of the playoffs. So, yeah, just go ahead and play, Josh. Just go ahead and play on this messed up leg for 12 weeks and let everyone wonder why you all of a sudden suck. Yeah, great job. Fantastic job by a well-run organization.
That's great. I'm beefing. I'm going to beef with the Sixers just a little bit.
Shocking.
Okay. I'm going to beef with Elton Brand. Look, I've been saying this for a long time, right? And it really hit me. And Sixers fans are starting to notice this too. They have a terrible bench. And here's my beef. You cannot go into win now mode, which is what they did, right? They traded Covington and Sarge for Butler. They traded essentially 3 first-round picks for Tobias Harris, a guy they could have just signed in the offseason, because they wanted to win now. Problem with winning now is you need to win now, and you can't win without a bench. And we're still playing a 6'1" white guy in T.J. McConnell, 20 minutes a game. Boban is fun, but he can't play in the playoffs. And you're playing James Enos and Mike Scott way too many minutes. And probably just not going to work. And then you're going to lose a lot of assets for nothing. Good job, Elton Brand.
Yeah,
though their starting five looks really good. I will say they look really, really good.
Yeah, and I would say this is fair criticism because you got to look at what Daryl Morey did this year. Like Daryl Morey was just hustling, to get Houston guys and get them bench players, and it's like he found some dudes. Like he cycled through a bunch of guys, and he found some dudes that can give you, not big minutes, but can give you some minutes. So. Yeah. It's not like you can't do this on the fly or on the cheap mid-season, if you're really, if you're a hustler.
Yeah.
So
just do it. And also, how about this realization?
Just be a good Jim.
I had this realization, and this one hurt.
Yeah.
Because I love my son Landry Shamet. I hope he gets healthy. Hurt his foot. How about this? How about if Elton Brand had done the Markelle Fultz trade earlier than the Tobias Harris trade, because he did the Tobias trade a few days before the deadline, he would have had that extra first-round pick, right? The OKC pick. And he could have thrown that in instead of Shamet. And why? Well, because think about it. Who is the best complementary player around guys like Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid? 3-point shooters, right? And Shamet can handle the ball. And you have him on a cheap contract for 4 years. Plus, he was a senior, so he's not a young kid. Like, the next 3 years is probably going to be kind of his peak in a lot of ways, right? Because he's pretty old. And you have a sharpshooter that you're paying, like, less than $2 million for the next 4 years. But, instead of getting a real GM, we got the guy who used to sit on the bench for us 3 years ago and was the player coach to Brett Brown. But, hey, you know what? Hey, He went on a popular Sixers podcast, so we can't complain about him.
Did he? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. They. Shamet's great.
I love Shamet. He's so good.
Probably shouldn't have just gifted him to the Clippers.
Nope. Probably shouldn't have. Jerry West, so smart, right?
The best.
He traded Tobias Harris. And they've won more games than the Sixers have.
I know they might be the 4 seed and they lost tonight.
Yeah.
But they're probably gonna be the 5 seed in the West. If they get Portland, now that Nurkic is out, the Clippers have a real chance of going to the second round of the playoffs with nobody. Their team has nobody on it.
None.
It's Danilo Gallinari is probably their best player, I guess. I don't know. I've literally watched every game since I became a Clippers fan, and I could not tell you who their star is. It's just a bunch of really, really good guys. It's literally the Celtics team from 2 years ago when they just had a ton of great sixth men,
Yeah. And, and then next year they'll get Kawhi. So they wouldn't want Tobias Harris because they're gonna sign Kawhi at 12:01 midnight. And but Elton Brand said got to give him 3 first round picks. And in return, let's not get Patrick Beverley, who is absolutely what we needed. to make a real run.
Yeah, I mean, Pat Bev, like he's often injured, so it's like
he's better than TJ McConnell. He's better than TJ McConnell.
Hey, at least TJ is solid. Like at least TJ's sturdy. He's he eats right and like stays injury free. So
that's true. I'll give you that.
I'm beefing with Jason Kidd. Or I'm beefing with Jason Kidd and
future
just
Lakers
the whole.
coach.
Yeah, it was leaked this week. It was kind of a clear leak from Kidd's camp to just get his name in the mix for the Lakers job next year, and also to boost his stock because it seems like he's trying to get the Cal job. So it was just like unseemly how the whole thing went down. But to me, like, how dumb do you have to be to watch the Bucks this season and hire Jason Kidd?
Wow.
Like, Jason Kidd is so demonstrably terrible at his job. Like, he clearly held the Bucks back. Like, he's so clearly like just here's what it'd be like, John. It'd be like if Canada saw what was happening in the U.S. and was like, we cannot wait to elect Donald Trump our president when America finally gets rid of him. That's what the Lakers are doing. The Lakers are like, this guy who is really terrible, we got to get him. We got to get him for our next coach.
Well, I mean, you have to be really dumb to want him. Kind of like thinking that surrounding LeBron with Lance and Rondo and Mike Beasley is a plan to success kind of dumb. So if you can find two people in charge that have that kind of level of dumb, then maybe you'll get Jason Kidd as your head coach in the Lord's year of 2020.
It's like Jason Kidd is to coaches as Lance Stevenson is to players. Like you have, it really is like they are
really,
like
that's like multiple levels of like on court, off court too, of like just really
dysfunction. Yeah,
terrible.
Yeah, on court, terrible behavior off the court.
Yep, just terrible players and terrible humans. Terrible at their job and terrible at life. So seems like the Lakers will sign him.
Yep, can't wait. Well, actually, I'm a Clippers fan, and I love our coach. I love Coach Rivers. I'm my guy.
That's your guy.
I am also beefing with the MVP race that everyone's talking about.
Okay.
My beef is I can't stand sports writers on podcasts like yelling at their Twitter mentions like I'm objective. Like I take all these things into consideration. Like I know what I'm doing. Like I looked at all this stuff and this is my opinion. I don't hate this guy. I don't hate that guy. Come on. Look, I want Giannis to win MVP, but I'll just admit it because I like Giannis more than James Harden. I fucking guarantee it. If we switched the seasons, like we gave Giannis Harden stats and Harden Giannis stats and same record and all that, everyone would be voting for Giannis as well because everyone likes Giannis better. Okay, like just admit it. It's fine. It's okay to admit. Like this is a subjective thing, and we all think Giannis has a better personality than James Harden. So we're all gonna look at the numbers and convince ourselves that Giannis is the MVP.
I mean, Ty goes to your favorite, right?
Exactly. Ty goes to the guy who's lovable.
Well, that's so funny too. I was arguing with some knuckleheads on the Twitter about the Sixers.
Oh, as you're wanting to do, John. Your Twitter timeline is a dumpster fire of you arguing with people.
Yeah, and they were trying to. I don't know. I won't even go details. But the point I was going to say is their logic was bad, and then I just wanted to say, look, it was about Nerlens Noel and Markelle Fultz, and just say, I like Nerlens. That's my guy. So I give him a pass. And Fultz is an idiot. So I blame him for stuff. And I'd go, yeah, that makes sense. I accept that argument. But any other logic argument is nonsense. Just say this guy's. Why do I like Russell Westbrook? Because I like him.
Yeah.
I like him.
Just admit your biases. It's okay. It's okay to use numbers, but also admit your bias. Like, look, I don't like James Harden. I mean, like, I don't like LeBron either. Like I always said, don't pretend I'm some objective observer when it comes to LeBron. Like I don't like that guy.
Exactly.
I
got a shout out. Shout out to your this Skype recording and your microphone, because for whatever way it's set up, it looks like the microphone is like twice the size of your head. How is that possible?
It's just like how how I do it. I don't know.
Like duck down, your head will go like, oh, there it is. Okay, that makes more sense. From this angle, it looks like the mic. It looks like the microphone is way bigger than your head.
For the first time in my life, it doesn't look like I have a giant, oversized head.
No, it's actually in real. You should put a quarter.
I'll take it.
You should draw a quarter on the microphone, and then you'll be a little tiny guy.
I'll take it. I'm just gonna shout out to the Boston Celtics. This is from NBA Reddit on Sunday, last Sunday. Their record would have them out of the playoffs in the West. So shout out to the Celtics and the wonderful season they're having.
Still thinking Kyrie gets hurt and they go on a playoff run.
I'm
still worried about him.
I still am convinced they're making the finals.
Right? Fucking assholes.
Oh man,
all right,
I would
that's
not
all
be.
I gotta get out of here.
Okay, John. All right, let's go,
buddy. You good?
Let's go.
Anything
Yeah,
else?
we good.
Any
We
other
good.
shouts?
No, that was my last one too.
That was your one? All right, shout out to the Celtics. Brad Stevens, baby.
All right.
Guy's a
All right.
genius.
Well, until next week when we'll have the full complement, Feudy will be back. Fret not, listeners. Keep hooping.
Keep pooping.